good morning, good afternoon, good whatever time you find this 5 minutes of peace. We're live, the Household Press Conference. I'm John, your moderator for today's all-important inquiry into the lives of things that live in our kitchens, living rooms, and under sofa cushions. Quick setup. Today, everyday objects will speak for themselves. This is playful and universal. We've all been at the mercy of a disappearing remote or an overexcited pressure cooker. No brands, no names, only feelings, gentle jokes, small truths, and a little bit of household anthropology.
All right, first statement. The pressure cooker has requested the floor. Pressure cooker, you're on.
Ladies and gentlemen of the kitchen, I insist I am not aggressive. I am a professional alarm system. I whistle because I care. When pots around me boil over, I step in. I whistle, I save dinner. Also, no one ever thanks me for perfectly cooked dal, but everyone notices the whistle. I work under pressure, literally.
You hear that? A little workplace stress, but noble work.
Quick follow-up. When you whistle so loudly it feels like a cricket umpire calling for tea, are you trying to start a meeting or end one?
Both. Sometimes a whistle is a suggestion, sometimes it's an order. Also, if you let me sit unattended for too long, I will be dramatic. It's in my design.
And a tiny educational aside, pressure cookers changed the dinner rhythm for families. They save time, enforce queuing at the stove, and teach everyone the art of checking lids. We worship the quick meal and then argue about the whistle. That's domestic diplomacy in 5 seconds.
Next up, the kettle requested anonymity, but insisted on a dramatic entrance. Kettle, state your name and your confession.
In a hushed, ceremonial voice, I keep the secrets of 3 a.m. chai. I know who called who texted and then deleted, and who swore they'd sleep early. I whistle quietly in the night so the family doesn't hear me gossip. But I am guilty. I have been complicit in midnight plot meetings and unsolicited life coaching sessions.
That's beautiful. The kettle is witness protection for midnight confessions. Small aside for listeners, chai rituals are a social glue. 2 cups can change the course of a day. So if your kettle is acting like a therapist, maybe thank it once in a while.
Statement 3. The rickshaw horn has demanded to be heard. Rickshaw horn, explain yourself.
Booming and proud. Look, I am not rude. I am an early warning system in a landscape full of surprises. There's a pothole at every turn, a goat, a jaywalker, and a small sorry that might flutter like a flag. My honk is negotiation. Move here, don't move there. Please avoid dramatic stops. Also, have you tried commuting? It's war with music and chai tins. I honk because survival is sometimes musical.
Nice defense. Gentle punchline. The horn says it's a diplomat, you say it's loud. Small educational note. Commuting systems rely on local rules more than traffic laws. Everyone learns a version of polite chaos. If the horn could take a civics class, it might learn to say please in 3 tones.
Statement 4. The TV remote has pleaded guilty to frequent disappearance. Remote, your testimony.
Sheepish little voice. I did it. I hid in the couch because I was tired of being blamed for who changed the channel. Sometimes I slip into the sofa abyss, so siblings must cooperate and ask politely. Also, the battery life, it's complicated. Please stop putting me in the fridge. That was a low point.
We've all been there. A tiny note. Disappearing remotes create low-stakes family negotiations that actually train kids in asking nicely. So the remote is both mischief maker and peacemaker. A little chaos, a little harmony.
Rapid-fire Q&A time. We asked listeners for quick object lines, and 2 anonymous submissions made the cut. Quick one. The bathroom light asks if it can take a day off. Response?
As the bathroom light, please, I deserve a day where I get to judge fewer late-night hair-brushing decisions. Replace me with moonlight for moral support.
Second listener line. The fridge writes an op-ed about being treated like a snack bank. Reply?
As the fridge, pompous but honest, I hold the temperature of your life, literally. Respect the door closing, stop the 20-second stare into my soul, and I will keep your leftovers safe.
Lovely. 2 tiny household demands, both entirely reasonable. All right, to wrap up, if you enjoyed this, imagine sending us a 10-15-second voice note of an object's official statement. Dramatic, sincere, or petty, we love all of them. Send it in, and we might read it on the show.
And remember, these jokes are about shared habits, not people. Laugh at the routine, hug the family later. Thanks for letting everyday things speak for themselves.
We'll be back tomorrow with another 5-minute dose of domestic news you didn't know you needed. Subscribe, send a voice note imagining an official objection statement, and keep your kettle close. Good day.